Hey everybody, this is Tanuja here, holistic nutritionist and digestion whiz, helping those who are done feeling crappy take their lives back. So I help you ditch cravings, calm your tummy woes, whether it's IBS or indigestion or constipation or anything else, increase energy, and help you feel good from the inside out. And today I wanted to talk about a common myth about eating healthy, and that is eating healthy is difficult. I'm just sitting outside and trying to see the right lighting. I wanted to talk about this common myth that eating healthy is difficult, and that I need to change my habits and I need to go cold turkey about certain things, and I'll be deprived forever and I won't be ever able to eat my favorite foods. And these are all just myths, like I said. It's just your brain's way of keeping yourself safe and sort of stopping you from changing. So why is that we tell ourselves these stories? We tell ourselves these stories because we know that change is hard, that we want to stay in a comfortable position where we are, right? Because it's a familiar way of eating, it's a familiar way of being. So we say, this is my comfort zone, I don't want to step out of it. And that is okay for a while, but when because of the way you are, you start feeling crappier, your symptoms get worse, then over a long time you definitely want to change those habits, because that's not the way you want to be. If your cravings are controlling you, where you cannot stay away from sugar, you're literally daydreaming about it, or if your digestion goes berserk and you suddenly have a lot of acidity or heartburn, or you're suffering from constipation or diarrhea or even IBS, it becomes hard to live with those conditions for a long time. So you really want to do something about them rather than continuing to live like that. Now, so let's think about why you think it's hard to eat healthy. Because, like I said, you're thinking about it being out of your comfort zone, and you'll think you'll have to give up a lot of the foods that you like right now. It's not like that. Think about it in terms of baby steps. Think about it in a different way. Like, say, what if you just changed one little habit and gave that time so that it became incorporated in your daily life, and then you moved on to the next habit. So for example, say you're used to having 5-6 cups of coffee a day, right? And you know that coffee is not doing you good over the long term. We know that coffee is giving you that adrenal boost for the short term, gives you energy, but over the long term it just drains your adrenal glands, and it's not good for you long term. So instead of having 6 cups, now if you just decide to move from 6 to 5 cups a day and let that sink in, do that for a little while, let it become comfortable zone for you to have reduced that 1 cup, and from there you go on to reduce it to say 4 cups, and so on and so forth. So we're really talking about baby steps, where you are not suddenly saying, I'm not going to ever have coffee now, and I'm never going to touch a cup. Not going to happen, right? We know going to cold turkey most of the times doesn't help. So it's really about taking those baby steps. For example, if you are used to having 2 spoons of sugar in your coffee and you want to cut out sugar, so the easy route, instead of saying, oh, I'm not going to have sugar again, maybe instead of 2 spoons, go with 1.5 spoon, then move on to 1 spoon and slowly reduce. So it's really all about making gradual adjustments so that you are able to keep up with the changes and they're sustainable. And that's what I do when I work with my clients, is that there are certain things which you, of course, shouldn't be doing at all. Right? But if it's too big of an emotional thing for you, where you're like, oh my God, how is this ever going to be possible? And not a lot of us are there where we want to make big changes, right? Some people are, some people aren't. So that way we together figure out what is that right balance for you, what is that right thing for you to do at this time where you're still making progress and not really hampering with your efforts. So for example, I'm working with this client right now. Her way of expressing her autonomy, her way of expressing the fact that she has the power to deal with life the way she wants to is to have a blends mochas every day, and she has probably 2 to 3, and she wants to lose weight, she wants to stop drinking those coffees, but at the same time she's not willing to give it up. So we were like, okay, what can we do for you? And so there's one emotional component to it as to the fact that she needs to have something at a coffee store to almost validate her that, I decide what goes in my body, and if I feel like having a mocha at a coffee shop which is high in sugar, well, so be it, right? So she is actually self-sabotaging that way, but that's another story. So if that is giving her power, if that makes her feel good, we cannot take that away immediately from her. We have to do that slowly. So I asked her, okay, what else do you think gives you power? What else do you think when you make that decision, you would feel proud of yourself and say, this is a good decision I'm making, and take your power back? And, we started brainstorming ideas and came up with 2 or 3 things which she loves doing, and said, okay, what if you exercise your power in that sense and not focus on that mocha as being your source of power, right? So that was one of the things. The second thing was, okay, she's still having her mochas for now, but she's reduced them. So I gave her some recipes which were a substitute, a very healthier substitute for the mochas that she was having. They were delicious. She could make it at home. She was saving money because these mochas in a coffee store are expensive, right? So now she's saving money. She has actually replaced quite a few of her mochas with that. She's still having maybe 1 or 2 outside, but not every day. In fact, when I was with her on a call last week, there were 3 days in the week where she actually didn't go out to the coffee store and had that mocha, that high sugar, high cream, high fat mocha. She actually was just, and she said the day after skipping it, the next day when I went and I had my mocha, I almost found it too sweet, and I found that I didn't really want to have it. So the next day she had just 1 because she had already paid for it. She said, I didn't want to throw it. Fine. So it's really all about making baby steps. And the more you start making place for good stuff, good foods, healthier foods in your diet, the less space you will have for the crappier ones. So say, for example, you're used to having potato chips and that's your go-to as a comfort snack, right? So instead of saying, let's go cold turkey, no more chips for you, you can't have the crunch, you can't satisfy the salt cravings, can we substitute it with yam chips or apple chips or kale chips? And that's another thing that we did with her. So once you start replacing it and it becomes a habit, your taste buds adjust to it and you get used to that taste, then you can move on to the next step. So it's really about taking those baby steps. I'm really feeling cold. This jacket is not enough here. It's windy. So so all I want you to think about from today's stream is that if there is something that you're struggling to give up, which you know is not serving you right now, how can you incorporate small little changes into your diet or into your lifestyle, which will help you to progress forward at the same time and help you reach towards your goal one step at a time. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me here. Even if you're watching this as a replay, I'll be happy to answer them for you. If you would like some support ongoing, then feel free to join my Facebook group called Wellbeing Unleashed, and I'll post a link to that here. So I'll talk to you soon and take care. Bye.